Production is on point.
Wow.
Oh, they do it. They do it so well.
We know production's on point.
Always.
Been kicking our ass at these mini games.
It's unbelievable. I can't believe that we lost every single murder mystery party trivia game.
Kevin's just way smarter than all of us.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, that's it.
I was cheating off you guys too, and he's smarter than one person.
That's the problem.
Who's also cheating
off of me.
That's true.
That just compounds our badness.
All right, sure. You'd think two heads are better than one, but I guess with Ogre, we know that's not the case. Hero's dog shit. It's an alright hero.
I like that you said that coffee is tea too. The more that I think about it, like tea is just sort of things that are broken down and then you put hot water on it. That's basically what coffee is.
I do have to be completely honest with you though. During that entire bit, there was absolutely nothing that I said that was true.
Oh.
So
okay. Cool. Sounds good.
If there was, it was, by sheer chance.
All right. I recently went to Belize. It was my wife and I's 10-year anniversary.
Okay.
And we took a little bit of a break and went out there, and we got to try
Where is that? I'm actually not sure where that is.
So it's in Central America, basically. So if you look at like Mexico, the southern part of Mexico, it's just south of that.
Is it part of the United States, like outlying islands or whatever?
No. It's its own thing. It used to be a British colony.
Okay.
So they all speak English. And they have the Queen on all of their things, so you'd be very at home there.
Yeah. Why is that?
Because you're from Canada.
What are you talking about?
You're part of the Commonwealth.
Nah, man, we fought for our independence, man.
No,
Come on.
You didn't. I'm sure you didn't.
We haven't done it. We haven't done any fighting in our lives. We have one gun between all of our police officers in Canada.
It's like, Bill, this is yours. Okay, give it to Terry.
One single gun, yes.
But yeah, the thing about it was that I got to try the Mayan chocolate drink that they used to do back in the day.
Oh, cool.
And it's basically cocoa beans, which are kind of like coffee beans. They're not really, but they kind of are.
Cool.
And I got to grind it up and make some of the coffee drink, and it made me appreciate coffee more.
Yeah, that's really cool. Like I told you, I'm not a huge fan of coffee, but I tried some Brazilian, with all the Brazil drama going on, this essay qualifiers.
Oh yeah.
I'm just kidding. My in-laws are Brazilian. My family Brazilian, so I had some Brazilian coffee, and I loved it. I thought it was great. Didn't taste like American coffee traditionally tastes to me. So I was like, if this is what coffee is like, I actually like this. So I get why people are into like all these different types and brews of coffee. It's very much like tea, It's just a cultural thing.
Yeah.
It's all about getting into
It's got its own culture.
Yeah.
That's right.
Anyway, we actually do have a Grimstroke pick, so
yeah,
I was wrong.
Jesus. We also have...
We have no Wisp ban.
They banned...
Come on.
Dude, you were so incorrect.
I was so wrong.
I mean...
Oh, God. Can I be wrong at every single one of these? Are we going to have a brew pick and then both of these teams get disqualified or something like that? Like, am I just going to be completely wrong?
I hope so, just for the memes. That would be amazing.
That would be good.
I am interested to see what their plan is for PA, because just like yesterday, we talked about how EHOME had a plan going up against Keen Gaming where they let the Wisp through, and then they had this like brilliant strategy around ET and Faceless Void and just demolished the IO draft. Aster have to have something up their sleeves to deal with this PA, right? Because this hero is nuts. It's being banned out everywhere.
Yeah, 71% win rate over 56 games, so that is not a small sample size by any means. Even when it's banned, there's a 56% win rate, which is crazy.
Holy
that one
crap.
hero can determine a 6% swing. It's been banned in 81 bans, 56 picks.
Okay.
And then 137 total. So these are not small sample size by any means. So yeah, you would expect that there's some sort of counter hero, but the Centaur, I mean, you don't want to right-click the Centaur on lane, but we've seen with a lot of these tanky strength heroes, it's actually not enough to deal with the PA's damage. You will just, if you bait yourself, she will actually kill you and then kill your whole team.
We were looking at it in the lobby right before the broadcast started. They actually yelled at us because they're like, "Get in the game! You guys are going to be late to the lobby," which is good because we should have not stopped looking at PA because I didn't think it was going to get through. But this hero, it's just the attack speed buff, pretty much.
Yeah, it's the attack speed, and then compounded by the fact that armor is now worth more. And you have the Deso, which now gives you more minus armor. And then we talked about like the way that attack speed functions with damage, and just the fact that if you have a hero who has a low BAT versus a hero who has a high BAT. So, for example, take a hero that attacks very slowly, like Tiny or Pudge, and you get attack speed on that hero. It's actually going to be better for you to some degree than on like a Juggernaut, just because if let's say Pudge is attacking like 1 time per second, you double that attack speed. He's attacking 2 times per second. Jug is already attacking like close to 2 times per second, so you double that, and he's only going to be attacking. Wait, what am I talking about? I've totally.
It's all right. I get what you're saying. Let me boil this down a little bit too, because from what it sounds like, it's also. Go ahead and do your basically, and I'll try to boil it down afterwards.
Okay.
Like tea, we're gonna boil it.
Basically, these heroes who have a really long, terrible BAT, you're reducing it by a percentage. So you're reducing it by so you're getting more attack speed because your original attack speed is a lot shittier.
Right.
You're attacking a lot less. So a percentage of that number is going to be larger than on Juggernaut, who already has good attack speed. So attack speed's still going to be good on Juggernaut, but less good than it is on Pudge. The thing is, with a lot of these low BAT heroes, they're not right clickers. But Tiny, like, the attack speed is very good. I did a very poor job explaining that.
That's okay. I put you on the spot. And this is what I would say is the thing that it made sense to me when you said it earlier also, is like, if you take 4,000 gold and you put that on one hero versus another, you will gain more by building damage on PA than you would by building attack speed.
Yes, correct. That's how, like, yeah, it works with PA. Like, basically, because she gets this new attack speed from her jump in, you can just build all of these damage items, and it's much more effective than damage items on heroes that had lower attack speed.
If you're wondering why in your pubs right now you get jumped on by PA with just a Deso and you get instantly gibbed, it feels like, it's because she gets in 8 attacks instead of 4.
Yeah.
So basically you're doubling the amount of chances that you have to crit in the same time period.
Yeah, and if you like look at PA, like the only time that she's really going to blow you up is with those crits.
Yeah.
So it's just the fact that you have, and then also it's using pseudo RNG. So like 8 attacks.
Yeah.
With that chance to crit is going to be, there's a significant chance that you're going to crit within those 8 attacks. Like 8 attacks is plenty. You'll crit like 3 or 4 times.
And even with high armor, if you're mitigating 450% crit,
450%, what a ridiculous
it kind of doesn't matter.
Amount. Yeah,
you're still going to take a ton of damage. But we do have the rest of a draft that we can take a look at here as well. It's the Jakiro, Undying, and then Faceless Void all being taken. Faceless Void, basically the only combination with this is going to be the Jakiro, so they're going to need a high damage hero out of their mid.
I do like the fact that they have the Centaur to like bait fights into happening, and then the Void to jump in after. I think the Grimstroke and the Centaur have excellent synergy between each other. You put the Inkswell in the Centaur, he runs in, stomps, and then the Inkswell will blow up afterwards. You do that on the Void as well if you want to run the Void with the Grimstroke in the safe lane. So like laning wise, they have a lot of good combos I think between these heroes, and then game-wise too. Like you said, there's not much to synergize with the Void in terms of his chrono, in terms of damage, other than the Jakiro, but I think that's fine because with the new Void, like he does a lot of, with the new Bash, and with going for Wraith Bands,
that's a good point.
He actually does a lot of damage in the Chronosphere himself. We're seeing him maybe one of the few heroes that can actually contest a PA if he gets a Monkey King bar.
Just chrono or every fight?
Sure, yeah, go for it. I mean, what are they going to save her with? Nothing so far. Maybe that's what they pick. They need something to save from the Chronosphere. Although they need to pick some sort of offlaner. There's still IO available in this draft, totally ignored. Like as if my prediction
take it though with like
any more wrong.
Then you're running like Undying Shadow Shaman or something as a core. Sounds.
If you take what?
If you take IO.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't take it now.
Right.
I'm just saying it's interesting that it's like it's ignored. I think like Brew is pretty good here.
Yeah.
Axe is Axe banned on either side? No, Axe is still available. Very, very good against Faceless Void. Kunkka. Okay, so they have pick, ban, pick. Okay, so their offlaner is going to come last because you always want this ban for your mid hero.
Or
you think it's an offlane Kunkka?
Or maybe.
I mean, it's okay. It's good. Kunkka in general, like if you pick it in a game against Faceless Void, it's good. We talked about like what do you have to save from the chrono? This hero does it.
Yeah.
You throw the boat into the Chronosphere. It doesn't even matter if you hit the Void. You're going to protect whoever he Chronospheres. Once the Chronosphere is down, maybe now more than before, he's still strong without the Chrono just because the Bash is really strong. But in any case, this hero still wants to function all around this Chronosphere ability. So if you can like totally screw that up, you're going to potentially win fights. So throwing into the offline I think is perfectly fine.
It's a little bit funky because then you're going to have to deal with the Jakiro just like Eing you or Qing you over and over and over again. But then again,
I think realistically we're going to see a mid ban here.
I agree.
This is just like the typical mid pick ban pick.
Right. And the other thing is that you need to start thinking about, okay, what is I think it's Tinker or Invoker feel very strong to me for Team Aster. If you want to just throw like a huge amount of damage into that Void Chrono, or they could go a different route with it. Maybe they go like DK or something funky like that. They could just counterpick also.
So let's see. The ban will like indicate where the Kunkka is going. If he's mid, they probably want to ban out like the Huskar. I think that's a pretty reasonable hero to expect Aster to be able to pull out right now.
Monkey King is also pretty scary.
Yeah, maybe they're like debating between. Then again, Invoker's really strong with Centaur plus Void. Like you have setup for the Sunstrikes in fights. You have setup for the Cataclysm as well with the Faceless Void Chronosphere.
Dire team pick.
Take out the DP.
Okay, they took out the DP. Is that a counter to Kunkka? I imagine it would probably do pretty well. You've Kunkka like building into those like huge. How much HP do we see this hero? What, 2,000? Like 5 minutes, 2 bracers. You know, I do feel like DP is probably pretty good just based on the fact that the Spirit Siphon is percentage based.
Kill in lane, and the plus side is you can like CS with Crypt Swarm.
Yeah, with a rotation though, you could probably kill the Kunkka with the DP.
Yeah, maybe.
Possibly. Also, something
they don't
that
have
pairs
great heroes to rotate though. You'd have to like bring the Centaur and the Grimstroke. Or
yeah,
something.
it would be like probably Grimstroke plus Jakiro.
Yeah.
But it's really good also with the Faceless Void, so that does make sense.
Tiny.
We haven't seen this hero in a while. So what they changed about him is I think his Avalanche is now much larger. And okay, so they do Huskar. Rip. Goddamn. All right. Well,
all this analysis in Huskar. All right, they'll giggy.
That's why I'm like, it's like, okay, do they ban the Huskar? Do they ban the Monkey King? Both of these heroes will do really well against any of these heroes in the lane. They're gonna need to like dual lane the Huskar, to be honest.
Well, you still. How much armor does Huskar have?
Not that much.
Because that's
2, 3, something like that.
That's one thing you could maybe see is that if you get your levels up quickly enough, because like what's it going to be? He's going to go Burning Spears level 1. That's not amazing against Kunkka, like because level 1 you're still going to do a lot of damage back.
I know CCNC likes to go for the passive at level 1 just because he gets low intentionally, and then you like triple deny creeps. Like you just hit 3 times before they hit once because attack speed.
Right.
And that's pretty good, but I don't know. Yeah, a lot of people do go for the.
You could hypothetically kill in lane if he gets too low though, with a Tidebringer. You know, just hit a taunt Tidebringer.
You could also just do like tiny mid, although it's Faith Beyond playing that.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna. I mean, they definitely could, but.
Do you dual lane it? Do you just throw like the Shaman there and just sit there and deny, or? But then again, if you dual lane it, then you're gonna be dual laning into a Jakiro or a Grimstroke that's going to go there. Your Centaur's going to go to solo lane. The Centaur's probably going to win that. And I think if you dual lane it, I've seen the Shaman go dual lane mid with other heroes, and just the fact that he has such low range makes him very susceptible to getting harassed and killed.
You know, the other thing, though, is that I don't feel like Huskar does that well against Tiny in the mid game anymore. Like, that burst damage might be able to kill him.
Yeah, that's true. Although the thing with Huskar is a lot of the time, like in this game, you pick him into a draft that can't really do anything to him in the early game, and he just gets a free lane.
Yeah.
And just with items, he is able to survive that burst damage. Like you pick up a hood, pick up a bunch of bracers, early armlet. That's kind of the thing with Huskar is you just make up for that fact by crushing your lane so hard. That's why it's a last pick hero.
Well, we're going to see what happens. Team Aster versus EHOME. Winner is going to the major, ladies and gents, so stay tuned. So you're ready to hop into this game number 1.
Every time I see Chongqing, I don't see the little tick on the queue, and I think it's Chongqing. So I keep wanting to make the joke. Whoever's winning this is Chongqing to the major.
Jesus.
But I can't make it because
it's not how it's pronounced.
It's a Q, yeah. My brain just immediately is like, oh, this is gonna be such a funny joke.
It was in our hearts. We liked it.
You
still got to tell the joke.
I appreciate that. Yeah, that's true. I found a way to work it in.
Right,
thanks, Lyrical. I appreciate it.
No problem. I'm gonna change the spectator thing so I can mess with the vision again. That's the buff that the spectators need.
Chat saw your hotkeys, man. They can.
That's right.
They want to play Kunkka offlane.
This is my chat wheel.
Oh, the crybaby. Oh, I love having whoops. I actually, I'm like unironically gonna make a video on why having whoops on your chat wheel makes you a better player.
You know what the one is I like? When I get flamed by my teammate, they're like, this freaking Kunkka is the dumbest player that I've ever seen. You just a quick affirmative, game is hard, or affirmative, don't give up.
Yeah, there you go. You know, and then you've just quelled any sort of drama.
Exactly.
That's going on.
I know
your
I'm
team.
bad too.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. That's why I do the whoops. That's why I do the whoops. It's like, yeah, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Whoops.
You know, and then I don't need to type it.
Uh-oh. 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 That's not good.
Down a dark road I go.
Oh man.
Also, Team Aster getting 3 bounty runes.
Yeah. Going well for them so far.
They might be able to get the D ward here on this, possibly. We'll see.
They got 3 bounty runes, right? Not 4.
They did get 3. Yeah, EHOME.
No, they got 4. Oh yeah, no, they got 3.
There you
Sorry,
go.
I was reading the first blood.
Console. No one hears me. I'm sorry.
Oh man.
Am I muted or something? What's happening?
That wouldn't surprise me after your recent pub games.
Mm.
Could go offlane. I would report you.
Oh, look, you went for the Berserker's blood.
Oh, cool. That's I think it's better. It's just very few Huskars do this. Gives you the HP regen too now. So
He should be able to get a lot of denies here, this Kunkka.
Yeah.
That's the bonus.
but the Huskar can punish with just trading with him.
Yeah.
Seeing this more and more, like just sending your carry into the offlane with a support, just to try to like really deal with the like punish the enemy offlane.
Do you like it?
It seems like it's going pretty well for the teams that are doing it. Then again, it could just be these teams are skilled enough to do that, and then you end up getting 3-1 lanes if you lane like this. But that's pretty good. What is the
I have
animation
no
on
idea.
him? What am I seeing?
I have no clue.
Isn't that what like the old heal looks like? But
A little bit. He's probably got some weird gem in his sets or something.
yeah, that's confusing because the heal is no longer a spell, and I think that item used to change what the heal looked like. So he's just gonna constantly have that shit on. That's
great.
OP. That's how pay to win.
Yeah. Look at this. Nice CSing under the tower here. Okay, I jinxed him. But yeah, we'll watch for how this Huskar deals with the Kunkka
Flipped
here.
him right on the edge. Looks like he has mana shield from Medusa on.
Oh, it's so much damage. He actually is in a ton
Radiant's
of
middle
trouble.
tower is
Jeez.
under
That
attack.
level 1 Burning Spears just does nothing
He's
though.
got 2.
He's got level 2 in it. Okay, never
Yeah.
mind. That does a lot.
Double
Doubles,
raise.
yeah.
or-
Doubles at a level 2. Such a value point. Double Bracer. He's just gonna be so much tankier. And the thing with Huskar is now based on your strength, that passive gives you more regen.
Right.
So with the 2 bracers, it actually functions somewhat like this armlet used to when you got it, where you can just play on low HP and not have to worry because he gets the regen.
This is really nice by the Kunkka, throwing out a couple of those torrents, give him a little bit of a fake, and then back out.
The thing is though, he's like paying for more regen by doing
Yes.
this though. It's the only problem. He gets a
Right.
Huskar, so he's not getting any items. He is denying the Huskar of some experience, but 5 denies only. It's not all that much.
Bold move to walk up here and just try and last hit against him. X torrent looking for more. Can he find a kill here? I don't think so.
He has so much HP
But he has
regen with
another
2
salve.
bracers.
I guess that's
Now
what
I think
thinking.
he's gonna level up to level 2 in the HP regen.
No, I
spell.
mean the Kunkka has a salve.
Yeah.
On the regen, that's why, because there's a regen bottom
Oh,
that he
yeah,
saw. Okay.
It's gonna hit a certain point where this lane is gonna be like, relatively unlaneable for him though.
Yeah.
He's doing a good job so far, but Huskar gets stronger and stronger. Can you check the Huskar's build? I'm just curious what he went for. Okay, so it's second point. I think it's, pretty value. Once again, it doubles the regen you get. And with bracers, it's so much.
Up here top, looks like the Shadow Shaman able to get the pull off. Mess with the Grim Stroke and the lane equilibrium, although immediately XXS moves into position. Only steals that creep wave though. There's another one that's over here to the side. And the rotation coming in. They want to find themselves Mr. Huskar, and down very low. The silence is there, and with the turnaround.
Damn, Undying taking a lot of damage.
Oh, and now also Kunkka in trouble here.
Oh, they're actually not killing the tomb. They just want to go for Huskar. Or the Kunkka.
I think he lives though. He does have the salve in just a second, ready to go. Torrent gonna connect
Oh,
on
on
both
two.
of them. Nice play there. Can he get into range? And the silence is gonna come out. He needs to find something to cleave off of it.
Oh
He
my
hits
God.
it right there. Why? The tombstone did so much.
Dude, they just got so punished for ignoring that tombstone.
Oh my God. And it's a Huskar. Just turn and hit it. You have so much attack speed.
Yeah, you kill it in 2 2 hits, man. 2 hits, 2 heroes.
Wow.
That was very greedy to go for the Kunkka in retrospect, because that tombstone, man, walking back into it with the rotation from the shaman. I get chasing him, just force the shaman rotation, then back off. Possibly is the play.
Yeah.
It's a hard call to make, of course, but
Right.
even still, it's very, very greedy.
Well, in the meantime, Kunkka's going to head off to the jungle because, as you said, it becomes an unlaneable situation. As
Spikes
like
kills.
Stomp is going to come down
Damage. That damage.
there. Wants to get it, Inkswell. Oh, and that's the thing with the Tiny now as well. It's the multiple instances of stun with the Avalanche.
Yeah.
Toss trying to find the kill. And the Shackles. Faith Beyond still goes down. He manages to find the kill before he gets stomped. But, well, looks like Shadow Shaman is just going to walk back up by his tower. He'll be fine and dandy. Buys a bottle.
We got a bottle.
Okay.
Damn.
Is he going to bring that? Did he buy a bottle for Kunkka?
No way.
Oh, wait.
That'd be
hold on.
some sick supporting.
No, okay. No, he got it out here. The Tiny bought it. That would be nuts.
Buying your Kunkka a bottle after like needing a ton of regen yourself. Yeah. Especially because of what just happened.
True support would do it.
You know, I guess it makes sense if he's going to be roaming around a lot, pick up those bounty runes, pick up like a maybe well-timed haste room. He's got the money for it. I mean, he got the triple kill mid, so.
Yeah.
Goes for the wand instead of like an additional bracer. I'm not sure how I feel about that actually. I kind of feel like another bracer would be better. Such a ridiculous item.
I think it's partially also just the Kunkka like burst damage that he has. You need that in a way. And the boat's going to come down here. The silence landing onto the Kunkka needs to get that embrace off. They find the kill on the Huskar. Too much damage too quickly. And now they've also been able to catch this Grimstroke. They don't hit on the Torrent, but it still will be enough to find the kill.
They're destroying this mid lane. They're absolutely punishing this Huskar's aggression every time.
Kunkka is actually owning him.
Yep. Yeah, it's not just like a pure 1v1. There's just supports here constantly on both sides.
And the other thing that's
It's
nuts
not what you
about
want
it
as a Huskar.
is that afterwards, if he needs to, he can just like, you know, XTP himself and he's fine.
Yeah.
Regen back up and go for another round.
That's true. I mean, typically in this lane as a Huskar, you want it to be this static, like nobody's helping mid for either side lane, just so you can crush and then get a free lane. But I mean, Huskar traditionally has never been good in like a 2v2, 3v3.
Right.
Because you just focus him and kill him before he regens up at all.
And the good thing about the way that EHOME is playing this too is that they didn't set it up initially as a static 2v2, because if they did that, Kunkka wouldn't have the levels to make these plays.
Yeah, they're just like baiting him in every time and responding to these ganks. Like they have their TPs at the ready all the time. It's strange to see the Radiant supports playing here. I guess the Faceless Void is just demolishing the bot lane, so he doesn't need to be, the Jakiro doesn't need to be in the bot lane, but even still, like, you want your Huskar to, like, not have that much attention on him, you know?
Yeah. Gets one punch off, clears out the wave, and this is the part where Kunkka can just come in and clear out the wave for a second and then head out afterwards. So
Yeah,
he doesn't have to lane against the Huskar.
Okay.
That new cleave damage, so much more effective against creep waves.
Needs a bash, needs a bash, needs an anything. That's not going to happen.
Oh, man, PA, just the level 1 blur, it's enough. What is it, 20% chance? Ooh, nice toss into the tower.
Yeah. XXS should be fine here, though. Avalanche.
That
Give
new
him a stunner
Avalanche.
set.
It looks so much sillier.
Yeah. Over here as well, they bring in the Kunkka. Boat, Torrent, everything thrown out, and that Bobica Grimstroke is done.
Ooh, and he's going to farm the stack, too.
Oh, this is big. This is
nice.
Just moves into position.
He did that with the Arcane Rune as well, and the Undying Tombstone is
Oh.
helping him farm the stack. This is like some efficient Dota, man.
Yeah.
This is looking real good.
Radiant's top tower
Another one of
is
those
under attack.
river wards. Top lane, yeah, look at that. Cool.
I love it.
I like it.
They placed down a ward here. That one was spotted out by the Radiant, so this should get a pretty easy D ward if they were keeping their eyes on the minimap. And this is also a free lane for a Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman able to sit in lane with a Huskar.
Dude, he's almost level 6. It's
This is
9 minutes in.
insane.
He's going to be level 6. I think he could solo kill the Huskar now. He has a smoke, too. They're going to look to make a play, I think. Maybe they just X him. They just try to bait onto the Kunkka, and you just...
I mean,
not?
he knows about this, though. He's backing
Yeah, he
out. You
just
can see
leaves.
that ward, so they're making sure they don't get it. The immediate
they go
call
for the
that they're
play.
heading down south.
Void is definitely the kill. If they can get Void, it's huge. And this stack down here,
Radiant
This would
are
be some
scanning.
this would be some nice stuff if they can take out the Void.
I think that they know, though, and Radiant are scanning here. They anticipate that the move is coming. They're not going to hit on the scan.
Yeah, that's nice nice call from Team Aster. Although he is just getting the stack anyway. So,
Right.
You know, if you're Kunkka, you're not super upset about this, and you know, technically speaking, Shaman could just come place the wards down bot. He doesn't need to fight. He can just take the tower as well with that spell.
Meantime, EHOME picking up Bounty Rune up top, so they manage to take 2 of the 4, and on the other side, actually 3, excuse me.
Middle tower is under
Third one there.
Nice. Oh, the fact that you could farm Ancients on this hero without taking any damage is pretty nice.
Yeah, it's nifty.
3 Wraith Bands too, so he's going to have 120 or so damage once he gets the treads up.
This is
Look how much damage he's doing. You jungle so slowly in the previous patch. Because you just wouldn't have the damage at this point, but now she does.
And also doesn't take the damage.
Yep.
Net worth.
True.
Still Faceless Void sitting on top. Going for the Mask of Madness build. Sylar feeling like he needs to be more involved. We've seen a lot of the Chinese Voids, namely Paparazzi, go for the Battle Fury, but feeling like he needs to do more stuff. And now, suddenly, you don't feel like a Huskar game anymore.
Yeah.
Like, this has not been the way that he wanted this game to go at all.
They did a very, very good job neutering him. They should probably have had a much better game in 90% of scenarios. Oh, trying to go for a kill in the mid lane. So get the tower afterwards, so.
Yeah, this is really nice. And Huskar moves into position. The Shackles are there as well, and trying to burn through this Huskar. They also move in with the Kunkka, going to stampede forward Sylar, trying to make something happen. He's going to take down this Tombstone first. Still the wards are going to work, and Faith Beyond jumps in also. Finds XXS. They almost kill him off. Another hit will do it. The long-range punch coming from Faith Beyond. End up getting that kill as well. EHOME are just rolling him.
Yeah, that was a nice TP rotation for everybody.
Okay. Chronosphere, can he bring him down? Rumbuff wearing off completely, and they will almost find the kill on a Kunkka. He does die. And now the turnaround as Huskar is here. Faith Beyond disarmed as well as pushed back, and Sylar able to help out with his team, make the plays on those cores.
That was nice chrono right at the end of the run buff. Like, you know that despite these heroes being really tanky, they've taken a lot of damage that they're going to take
Radiant's top tower
right
is
at
under
the end of
attack.
that buff. So, yeah, three man chrono. They don't end up defending the tower though, right? So,
Yeah.
they do lose the tower. I think if you're EHOME, you're probably okay with that because your PA is farming, and your Void was contributing to that. Like, there's nobody that's really just hard farming right now for Team Aster.
So if you're looking at this game right now and you're EHOME, is there any sort of clock on you at all? It's sort of weird, right? Because they have a Void on the one hand, but then the Huskar is sort of like...
I would say, yeah, you're perfectly fine having a PA versus a Huskar. He's going to get instantly annihilated in all of these fights unless he's snowballing. That's a lot of the time, even with magic damage, how it is now with Huskar. Like, you kind of want to be snowballing. I think with... the 2 supports from EHOME too, these supports scale really nicely into the late game. I think Grimstroke does, but maybe Chikiro doesn't all that well. And then you have the Kunkka. I think they have enough Disable to essentially deal with this Void, and he's really the only huge late game threat coming out of Team Aster. And he went for a Mask of Madness build too, so he's not going to be farming up as much as a lot of these other Voids that we've seen.
Just from lane to lane, taking down these towers, EHOME doing it. So... feeling quite good about themselves. They scan out the Radiant Dew. That Innocence was nearby, and they will take that tier 1. But also Aster taking the top tier 1 tower. XXS is going to need to be a difference maker, trying to get towards that Blink Dagger.
Yeah, he definitely needs to contribute. He's basically the hero who needs to be starting these fights, getting one single pick off, maybe with like the Huskar damage as well. And then the Void can land a big chrono off of the back of that. You create some disarray, make the enemy team reveal their positions, and then with that information you can react as opposed to doing it without the information. He needs the Blink Dagger, I think, to do that. Just walking in isn't enough. If he just walks in against these heroes, he's going to get obliterated. He needs to be the one starting a fight, killing somebody.
Faith Beyond picks up the invis. This is all scouted out, and Sylar farming.
I don't even know if he can like walk in and get a kill with this. I'm just not sure with this new Tiny how much more. I think it does less damage from how it has looked so far. This hero is not what he once was.
Yeah. Also, it's significantly weaker once BKBs come out because you can't just get your BKB off.
Oh yeah, that's true. It looks funny though.
Yeah. True enough.
Stuns for longer technically if you don't have BKBs.
Right. Well, and also if you get the toss up, then I think you still can't get BKB off, if I'm not mistaken, while you're in the air.
Yeah. But the way you would do it before to get like the optimal damage on Tiny was you would avalanche, hit twice with the Echo Saber,
Right.
throw up, hit, and then throw the tree while they're in the air. Just because the physical right-click damage did more than amplifying the toss damage to 2x.
Right.
The right-click, the 30% toss increase from the right-click damage was a lot higher. But now, if you do that, you'll BKB.
Smoke up. They're pinging out Roche. Oh, they can maybe do this with wards. Or they can just go back and try and take a fight, maybe? Not sure. Seems a little of an indecision going on here. I guess with these three, they should just be able to get kills. The Blink Dagger reveal from the Tiny. They're moving in, and they're going to be able to find that Jakiro right to start. Meanwhile, trying to take the fight onto Bobica here as well. The run forward from XXS. The boat's going to connect, but it's a Soulbind onto 2. They're in a ton of trouble right now. Can they get out of here? Sylar finding himself 1 kill, and maybe another. The toss away.
The Huskar over.
So,
oh, I don't know. I don't know about that.
I mean, he gets out at least, but yeah. Kunkka was dead regardless.
All right, Kunkka, you're dead anyway. Have a Huskar. I'd still be salty about that, even though you're dead anyway.
That was so weird. They like split up afterwards. I guess EHOME weren't all on the same page there as to what they want to do, or
yeah, seems like it. I think you definitely need to like combo something with the Tiny more so now, because that did not do anywhere near as much damage to the Jakiro as it used to do. Like, what would happen if a Tiny with this amount of farm runs into a goddamn Jakiro and like Avalanche tosses him in the previous patch?
Yeah,
he's just dead. He's just dead. The Jakiro was like 50% HP. He was able to cast all of his spells.
He had raindrops too. That's a big part of it, I think.
So yeah, you probably need to combo something with the Tiny now. Use him as like more of a stunner.
And it feels like it's so much less effective now as well because of Bracer meta. So Faith Beyond gonna toss up. They do take down Sylar. And that can't feel good for Aster.
Especially after that last fight. Does Shaman have like an Ether Lens, or is it just? Yeah. Oh, he does have an Ether Lens. Okay. Does he have the cast range talent too?
Yes. No.
Oh wait, right. That's 15. So he will have it, but I mean, anyway, this Shaman's is still a massive problem. The fact that he had such a good early game, like this is the point where you're really regretting feeding so much into him. He's just gonna kill this guy too.
Yeah. Take him down. Fenrir has gotten the Bracer, but will still eat dirt.
I was gonna say, you know, another thing that's like a bit of a nerf to this Tiny, despite obviously he has just contributed to 2 kills. Just the fact that everybody's building into like these bracers, you have the magic resist now and such high HP. Like the way that you counter Tiny before is you would go bracers, so you just survive the burst. And that's probably why we saw the Jakiro take not so much damage there, just because.
Well, he didn't have the Bracer yet, but he had raindrops.
Okay. Yeah. So all these bracers and stuff, like they're definitely going to need to continue to combo this Tiny with the Shadow Shaman or with the Kunkka spells afterwards.
Well, speaking of Kunkka spells, they might be coming in here in a second. The toss back and away, Sylar. It's already used the time walk. They pull back in 1, and well, it's on to Centaur Warrunner. He is going to get caught in the long duration shackles. Silences there as well. Sylar trying to focus on Innocence. They end up chronoing the PA as well as that Undying. But the fight going off to the side here is Huskar being controlled and going to be killed off as well. This is not good enough. And look at how much they're getting out on that run buff. So valuable. X, pull them back in. And just like that, they are going to be fine.
These are interesting fights to take if you're Aster. Like, that tower was already dead, so the only reason you're fighting into that if you're Aster is because you think that the kills are going to be, like, you're going to be able to kill them all, right? But you're still fighting into preemptively placed wards. You're still fighting into a Centaur who has already blinked in and used his Stomp and Stampede.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the...
I think that to me it feels like that sort of desperation to get something working. Like, they know they're running this Huskar draft. They know that EHOME is starting to come online, and there aren't that many great answers when you get to the late game.
Yeah. You've the Kunkka Rum versus the Void, which we've seen how effective that is. We've seen how strong and farmed the Shadow Shaman is. I mean, almost as much net worth as his core Tiny, who had a solo lane. And then you have the PA, who is going to get increasingly harder and harder to deal with. Basically, the only hero that's going to deal with that PA is the Faceless Void. He's, I mean, it's something, but there's so much on EHOME to deal with the Faceless Void. When you have only one hero that's going to counter the PA and all the other heroes don't do anything, it's, well, you just kill the Void then, and you win the fight.
Maybe you could go for Yules at some point on one of these Aster heroes to mess with the Kunkka doing those plays.
Yeah, definitely Jakiro. I think he's got the Windlace too, so he'll probably eventually build into it.
Okay.
Very, very good against this Kunkka BS. And then, you know, you could toss up the PA in a fight, maybe interrupt the Shadow Shaman. The grab. Yeah, Yule's very good in this game for sure.
Okay. Well, 20 minutes in, 9-15, a 4,000 gold lead. Still no attempt towards the Roche pit for either team, and as Huskar, you would love to be able to get that, but hard to just walk into the pit.
We've seen this time and time again in the past few days, haven't we? Just these like stalemates around the Roche pit where both teams kind of want to take it with their lineup, but you can't just walk in.
Yeah.
You just walk in, you set yourself up to get initiated on.
Unless you're Vici, they did it. Remember with the TB and the Shaman
Oh, they did
Lords?
do it. They did do it. Yeah, that was. How did they get in there? Did they smoke?
In,
they smoked in, and then they used the wards from the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could maybe do that if you know Huskar is very good at soloing Roche now. With these items, he can kill Roche. Like you don't even need to toggle Armlet. It's really stupid.
I've seen a lot of clips of people soloing Roche. It looks
it's
really good.
Very, very easy. Like you can actually just do it with Armlet Bracers treads, and you don't even you barely even need to toggle the Armlet. Like you're never in kill threshold for Roche really. So yeah, if they wanted to make that play, the only thing to give vision into the pit is the Serpent Wards or the Kunkka Torrent. So if the Kunkka is elsewhere, they could definitely go for a smoke play like that. Just have the Huskar soloing it, or make a play somewhere else and have Huskar go solo Roche.
Oh. Undyne bringing back the BKB.
Look
and
how much he's
Tiger.
bringing back. This guy's a courier.
This is what's so cool about Kunkka. I love this freaking hero.
You love the X, the Allied X.
Brings that out to him.
I'm telling you, that's going to be good like in the offlane too. You bring in the regen.
And immediately counter initiation coming out. They're trying to catch on to all of them. BKB, the newly minted one by the PA, trying to chase for more. Can they catch any of these heroes? The boat, it's going to connect. XXS is done. They're also controlling Sylar. No Chronosphere in this fight. They kill off the Shadow Shaman, but it is a big cost for losing this Huskar as well. 3 dead. Grimstroke also going to fall.
Trying to get to the rune. Oh no.
And a triple kill for this PA.
That, Lyrical, is how you secure Roche. Kill the entire enemy team. Awkward little smoke. How do you win fights if you're Aster? Because if you're EHOME, the play is literally just focus the Void. And if you focus the Void, none of these other heroes are going to do anything. We've talked about it. The Void really is the only answer to a lot of these dire heroes. So if you're Aster, like how do you play around that?
I mean, and the thing that hurts about that so much was that if they hit that like 5 seconds earlier, PA doesn't have BKB, Shaman doesn't have
Blink Dagger, yeah.
they win that fight. Like
I mean, hell,
5 seconds.
You could even like engage on that fight while the Undying is back in base,
right?
And there's just this awkward moment where the Undying isn't there. You have to pull him back.
It's
There's
like
no
a 4-man
items.
chrono.
Yeah, they were all chilling there.
that was the play. It was right there.
Yeah, the timing.
Oh.
There was a good timing. Could have been bad.
Well, now in a dominant position, EHOME 8,000 gold up, and
I gotta say, I love that EHOME is like, when these fights start, it's just a centaur in the front, and they ignore the centaur and go for the back lines.
yeah.
I think that's a really good way to play. Like when you're against these Grimstrokes, Jakiros, you have to kill them. They're so easy. The PA melts them. She'll one hit the Grimstroke.
And the big thing that you were talking about in the draft is that the strong point of Team Aster's lineup is that it's a centaur that can go out there and make space that way they can get a big chrono afterwards. The thing is, these teams know that too, and so they're just like, screw it. That's the only way that we lose these fights right now, is if we go on the centaur and get grouped up for a big chrono.
Yeah, so they're basically using the centaur to force the enemy team to reveal their position by revealing their positions, and then they go in the Void.
Right.
Like they kill the Void on the back lines. And with the Shaman and Blink, like you said, the Shaman and Blink allows them to actually get the grip on him, and he doesn't get the Chronosphere off. If Shaman doesn't have Blink there, he doesn't get the back line and get the Void. Like the Void will actually chrono there if he doesn't have Blink.
Well, very well played, and Aster also wisely going to give up that tower, try and farm up into their next set of items. Crimson Guard can start to make a bit of a difference here. Although if Exorcist dies, yeah, it looks like he's going to be able to get out. That would have been tragic. But for a long time, having this Aegis will be slow moving for Aster, I believe.
I love that Shaman TP'd bot just to get those. Like, he's going to be in the area to get those runes, potentially? No, he's running top. There's maybe a fight that's going to occur, so, well, valuing that over the runes.
It's not a fight from Bobica, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, that didn't look like it. That was not fight. That was flight, for sure.
God, Aster.
Are they going to fight?
Sylar.
Dude, they got to get out.
The disarm, the BKB comes immediately. Sylar looking for a Chronosphere. Is he going to be able to find it, though? They don't quite have the vision, and they're able to catch it. Misses completely! Shaman just playing with his mind. Oh, beautiful. Give him the tip. Oh, it's savage. Oh, I love it. It's beautiful.
There is a 100% correlation between teams that use a lot of tips and teams that win major slots.
Oh.
So if I'm Aster, I'm definitely looking for ways to use those tips a little bit better in these fights.
Tower is going to start to fall as the wards have been dropped, and EHOME don't care about your macro pyre. Sylar, 90 seconds sitting here with nothing to do, and the Shaman's got him yet again. Caught, killed, done and dusted. EHOME take down the first, and GG, 26 minutes, he's had enough. Sylar's had enough.
All right, guys, this entire game is on my shoulders, and my shoulders hurt.
Oh, that one hurt.
I'm going to bed. We lost.
Well played by EHOME in game number 1. Man, Aster struggling there, and I think a lot of it had to do with the draft again.
Yes,
like,
for sure.
Once you start losing in the mid lane, and
I think the draft was good from Aster.
Okay.
It's just the fact that EHOME played very well around the new Huskar.
Okay.
They know that if this hero does not have an advantage now, there really isn't any coming back. He was completely garbage and useless.
Yeah.
Did he do anything that game? And it's not even on the Huskar. I mean, to some degree it is, but it's kind of like there's a part of it that's on your team where your team should be drawing attention elsewhere on the map just so you can destroy that 1v1. There's a part of it that's like maybe the Huskar shouldn't commit so heavily on trying to kill the Kunkka when those rotations come in.
Or the Tombstone.
Or the Tombstone. Kill the Tombstone instead of the Kunkka, yeah. But basically, yeah, playing around that Huskar, and you just go late game and he's useless, and then you have a mid on your team that's not useless, and you win the game.
Yeah.
Very
well
simple.
said. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in just a little bit. Game number 2, potentially the slot for the major going to EHOME if they can come out with another victory. We'll see if Aster have what it takes to bring it back for a full game series. Stick around, more to come in just a few.